I'm Foxy.
And I'm Pokey.
And today we're both here to talk about the extremely large problem we have on our hands right now.
And it's not the fact that we're out of snacks.
Or the fact that I'm dying due to the lack of snacks in this joint.
The real problem is global warming.
This problem originates due to the extreme buildup of greenhouse gases in our atmosphere.
Then this buildup of greenhouse gases causes an effect on the planet known as
the greenhouse effect.
And this is a very serious effect.
Indeed, he is right. The greenhouse effect causes global temperatures to rise.
With the higher global temperatures,
things are going to change.
The first thing that would change, as you probably guessed, is the ocean levels are going to rise.
Rising sea levels are going to cause tons of damage for us humans.
Yes, they are. For example, at 4 feet of sea level rise, the production of power, globally, would be greatly affected.
And we all know just how much we rely on electricity.
And as the water moved higher and higher up the shoreline, many other things are going to happen.
Especially in Florida.
Yep. Where the ocean has hit 5 feet higher, Florida's fresh water would be majorly affected.
Then at 6 feet of sea level rise, we'll be fishing in the streets of Miami.
This also doesn't account for the plantations that will be destroyed and the people displaced in Southeast Asia and Indonesia.
And most of that damage would come from just 3 feet of sea level rise.
Other than the ocean level rising, climates would change worldwide.
And dramatically for the worse they would.
Just within the United States of America, changes in climate would be dramatic.
Exactly. Within the northwest region of the United States of America, there would be different stream flowage, causing water shortages.
While in the northeast, there would be heat waves and more heavy downpours, leading to weaker infrastructure.
Then in the southeast, there would be hotter temperatures that would affect agriculture and water supplies.
The southwest would experience hotter temperatures, longer and more frequent droughts, large insect outbreaks, and many more wildfires.
And last but not least, the Midwest.
They would receive extreme heat waves and heavy flooding due to the new and extra storms they will receive.
With all of those changes happening in just the United States of America, you can just imagine what would happen to the rest of the world.
Exactly. There would be a lot of panic to find a place to live and how to get essential supplies.
Like food and fresh water that is clean. Now then, do you know what time it is?
Adventure time?
No.
Nap time?
No, but that does sound really good right now.
Solution time?
No. It's snack time.
Oh yeah!
Yeah. Now that I'm no longer dying to starvation, we can continue.
Yep, because what time is it? Solution time!
Now then, there are 2 different types of solutions for global warming.
The first type is the cleanup of the atmosphere.
And the second option is to adapt to what is happening.
The first option would include regulation and restriction on greenhouse gases released into the atmosphere.
And it would also include the cleanup of the atmosphere.
And also, it will allow the public to have a way to help the crisis.
Most of the cleanup and regulations would have to come from developed countries,
which have the resources and ability to enforce the regulations and cleaning plans.
While developing countries would have to implement regulations earlier in the industrialization process,
which will allow them to not have the environmental impact that the already developed countries had while developing.
Now it's time for what the general public can do.
Indeed it is.
The first thing they can do is to reduce the amount of electrical energy used daily.
The second thing they can do is to use more public transportation, allowing there to be less objects burning fossil fuels on a daily basis.
The third way for the general public to help is to buy energy-efficient appliances when shopping.
Now, Back to the second option.
With this option, like we said before, is to adapt to the changing environment.
This can include creating water barriers,
Floating cities,
houseboats,
ocean-resistant buildings,
growing gills.
or just becoming fish people. But luckily, we have already taken the first steps towards the first option.
But we could grow gills. I really want to do that.
Well, no one else does, so suck it up.
Well, anyways, the first step was taken at the COP21.
Or also known as the Paris Climate Talks of 2015.
At these talks, the United Nations agreed on a max temperature in which humans shouldn't surpass.
They agreed not to rise the heating of the planet above 3.5 degrees Celsius.
And that's all we have to report on today.
We'll see you all later then. Bye.